Hey guys, I've been wanting one of these Cyclone dust separators for a while. This is one that's made for a 5-gallon bucket. Obviously they want you to buy the Harbor Freight bucket. I have plenty of buckets, I don't have to worry about that. So I want to unbox it just to show what's available, and then I'm going to figure out how it works, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about how it works. In my opinion, this was a little expensive. I bought this for a specific purpose. I want to use it with my Delta planer and my Bauer planer. And look for upcoming video on the Bauer planer. Put this on a 5-gallon bucket. It'll fill up the 5-gallon bucket quick. A planer puts out an amazing amount of chips. So the first thing I want to do is get it working on the bucket. Then I'm going to build a trash can size, like a 50-gallon drum, and work it into the top of it, so that I can run that planer without stopping every 10 minutes, emptying the bucket. So it's meant for a 5-gallon bucket, but I'm going to adapt it to something a lot bigger. Bauer, for some reason, has 2 part numbers on everything, 2052 BDS. That's the Bauer part number. There's also a Harbor Freight part number. So this is an adapter. Looks like 1 inch to 2 inch maybe. Goes for the hose. My first impression is this was small, and I also thought this was kind of expensive, $40. You can find a 10% off every now and then, but I paid $40 for it. It hasn't been out that long. The idea is that the debris will come in, hit this, and continue to spiral down, come out the bottom into your bucket, and keep your shop vac clean. This looks to be a 5-foot hose. If you buy this hose, I think I bought 20 foot of it for about $30. So it's not the cheapest hose in the world. The traditional number is 57194. So this goes on top of the 5-gallon bucket. This is a Firehouse Subs. You go there, and this is their pickle buckets, and you can get these for about $2. Depends on the location, maybe, but ours does it for $2. And I've seen several will do it for $2. And it comes with its own air freshener, because your shop is going to smell like spicy pickles for quite a while. Apparently, kosher pickle spears. These are deli style, so they actually have a little different taste than what I'm used to, but they're still good. But they're fragrant. Your whole shop will smell like them for a couple days. So why I got this bucket is I want to see if it will fit a standard bucket. But look at that. This is all crimped in. Probably going to have to take a screwdriver just to get that on. Doesn't look like it has a retainer clip of any kind. It's just a press fit. So if I put it on, I should be able to take it off. I bet it's made for the Harbor Freight bucket. So it went down over that. And that's just a press fit. There's nothing really holding it. There's no retainer clips. I can see that being a bit of a problem. And it's got holes here and holes in the lid. And you combine the two, put some screws in it, and that's the base setup. So this is the hose off my shop vac, and it's 25 years old. Doesn't fit there, so I've got to have an adapter to use this. This is 2.5 inch hose I bought off Amazon. Will it fit? It's too loose. So I should take my shop vac and run into here. The shop vac is the same size. So what I need to do is I can take a piece of this that's however long I want it to be, probably a foot or so, and I can put it here and put it here. I'll permanently attach it here, and the other side I would make the removable piece. See, that just sits there. I'm going to have to have a way to attach that. So, not a perfect solution. That's the same size. No huge problem. Well, they show it with Bauer. Bauer might fit that way, but a regular shop vac doesn't. If I bought the Bauer shop vac, I'd be better off. But in reality, I'm not. I've already got 3 shop vacs. The last damn thing I need's 4. Made this adapter. I had some hose. This is 2.5-inch hose, considerably bigger than that. Supposedly this is 2.5-inch hose, but the nozzles are a little smaller. This is a standard shop vac hose as far as I know, because it's off a shop vac. This is how I ended up doing it. Got the hose, clamped this one on. I'm going to do that permanently because it's kind of an awkward place. You don't have very much of the shaft here, but that works good. I would have preferred to have something that it didn't have to clamp. Think about that. Why would I want to clamp and unclamp everything? I'm not going to dedicate the shop vac to this dust collector. You still want to use it as a shop vac. So I need to make an adapter. There we go. Not a perfect solution, but a workable solution. It would probably be better to go to someplace like Lowe's and get a pipe adapter for 2.5. This is what I had on hand. I'm just getting over COVID for the second time. Don't really want to go to Lowe's right now. I'll take this off. This doesn't stay over the edge of the bucket. And there's a couple of options for that. I could drive screws through, like I did. I could make a wooden clamp that holds that down. I will probably eventually do that. I like that a lot better than the screws, but the screws will work. And that's warped is the problem. See, when I press on one side, the other side pops off. So definitely need something done about that. So this needs to go on here. And they give you the nuts and bolts. I'm going to put this in what is considered upside down. I'm going to put the head under the lid and the bolt sticking up. I want that dust is going to be coming around here. I don't want it catching on any of those bolts. I decided to put the washer on this side because I want as much area pressing these two together as possible. So if I put the washer on this side and I've got this lock nut that's a little bigger around the edges than the actual nut, then that's more surface area on the top. I'm not sure this is going to make a material difference, but I'll still do it this way. So there we go. And they tell you any place there's a gap is going to affect performance. Well, this lid is all warped. You can see it's bowed. And it came that way. It wasn't anything I did to it. Putting the nuts on this side might have a detrimental effect over time because you might be catching your hands or something on that. Can't imagine that happening, but it's possible. Okay, pretty secure. So that has sealed tight here. That's good. So we'll take this and put on. Well, it didn't help the outside. That's warped so it won't stay sealed. I could make wood clamps that hook under here and slide onto there. I don't have time for that tonight. And I don't want a bunch of holes around the edge, so I want that to be where it was. I got these nitrile coated drywall screws and they're going to hold it in just fine until I can make the wooden clamp. Not a perfect solution. Very, very temporary solution. Pretty happy with that. We'll check it for leaks here in a minute. Now here's the hose they give you. This is considerably smaller than a shop vac hose. I'll put the clamp on. There we go. Slides right on. And I've still got this same clamping problem. It's pretty solid. Now I've already noticed that the hose pulling on this has kinked the bucket lid more to that side. I can probably average that out by putting this on the other side. Still not a perfect solution. That seems to be pretty good. Like I said, I can have this come off opposite that, so that'll keep that from warping too much. It's still going to warp. Okay, so this comes from the shop vac, suctions this way. This goes to the tool. Now, I'm not sure that I'm happy with this. Okay, so here's the end. Here's my shop vac hose extension. It goes inside of it. Theoretically, you'd want it to go around the top and clamp it. This is hard plastic. There's no way you can clamp that and help it at all. This is the end that goes on the tools. Here's the floor sweep. Goes on this. And that goes inside. So this is what goes on this end. So that's not a very good deal. I don't know what I'm going to do there. I could probably do a leather wrap that clamps the two together. I'm not wild about that. But I didn't really get it for this, to be honest with you. I bought this to use with my planer and joiner and the dust ports for those because they put out a humongous amount of output. Okay, so I don't like the top of this. Seems like that should be a little stouter. Might be better off to put a lid on it, turn it over, and use the bottom. That would be a lot better place to attach it. I haven't tried that, so I don't know how that would work out, but it seems like it'd be more sturdy. Until that's a problem, it's okay. And they say any air leaks are going to impact performance. So I'm holding this down as best I can, but there is a little give in it because it's so warped. And it was like that when I got it. The top piece didn't do that. Okay, I grabbed a handful of crap out of my shop vac. So let's see how it works. Seal that. Pulls that hose together, so it's got a lot of suction, and it picked all that up just fine. While it's running, I can hear the debris circling in this. I think at least some of it stays in there until I turn off the vacuum and it falls. So let's take the lid off and see how it goes. So now it seems to want to stay. So my shop vac isn't empty, it's only half full. I'm not emptying it just to show that how much got through. If you look at this pile and the pile before, not much difference. It's going to keep the bulk of your large debris out of your shop vac and out of your shop vac filter. So to me that worked really well. To me it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do, keeping that out of the shop vac. This would break. I could find a bucket lid and most certainly cut a new hole. Not going to be rocket science. Should be fairly easy to make another top. So I'm going to say I like it. I need to hook it up to the planer and the joiner and make sure that it works good. I think it's going to work great. Now I need to find like a 50-gallon trash can with a lid. Once I put this on it, then I can run the planer for a lot longer than a 5-gallon bucket. I think my shop vac is 12 gallons, so more than 2 times this. So I've got to get something better than this because it'll fill up quick on the joiner and the planer. Okay, so Bauer, I paid $40, which is list. Very seldom do I pay list, but Harbor Freight's getting a lot harder lately to get a great deal. You can get a good deal every now and then, but it's hard to get a great deal. And they're not discounting the Bauer line that much. So you've seen the negative, which is the lid works how it's supposed to. Everything's good. I think it's worth the price. I've seen these a little cheaper, but I wanted the Bauer specifically because I'm trying to work my way through a lot of the Bauer tools as I need stuff. It's the only thing like this that Harbor Freight sells. I don't have an alternate model. So if you like the videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.